All right, man, you here with Step Your Game Up TV. We're here with one of the artists on the Tour for Life Full Blast Movement event, Nzasixx. Yo, first off, just let me know just where you from.
Long Island. I come from New York, about 40 minutes outside of New York City.
Okay, now you already got a unique look, right? So if we had to describe your music, can you compare it to anything, or if you had to describe it in a few words, what would you say?
Well, I was a born rocker, man. I've been doing this shit for 30 years. I started off in metal and punk, and then my little brother put me on to what changed me to cross over to hip hop. I always had a respect for hip hop. I just didn't think I would be able to perform it.
Uh-huh.
So he put me on to Little Pete, and that just totally opened my mind to a whole nother level of music and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for the last 3 years. So my band Demon Scar, we're metal and punk.
Uh-huh.
And Nzasixx, the solo artist, is alternative hip hop, the stuff that I can't do with Demon Scar.
Oh, okay. And what is it about Little Pete that kind of sparked your interest to get into the game?
He was gifted. His life was cut way too short, and he had a lot of influences that I listened to growing up, and I respected that. And I love his transparency. You hear his feelings, you feel his emotions through his songs, and to me, it's therapy. When I heard about this full blast movement and what they're about, with mental health and suicide prevention, I reached out. This is my fourth show with them, and it's great.
That's
opening up for the legendary Onyx. That's great. I grew up listening to those guys. They changed the game. Fusing the shit that I love, doing the hardcore and doing the rap together. It's great.
That's what's up. So you mentioned Onyx, you mentioned Lil Peep. Are there any other influences? It doesn't even have to be just hip hop.
My favorite band of all time is Motley Crue. The original bad boys of rock.
Yeah.
Just out there being notorious, putting their life on the line, writing about their experiences, their craziness.
Yeah.
So that, Ozzy, Public Enemy, there's just so many different artists. The Ramones from New York, I love them. Anthrax. So it's kind of like I'm all over the place. My whole family was musical. My old man, he put me on to Elvis. My mom was more into Neil Diamond.
Okay.
And then I have an older brother that he's the one that put Motley Crue, Public Enemy, Rat, and MTV Generation into my head. Yeah. And then I just ran off with it.
That's cool. And one question I always ask is, the music business has changed so much. So, now that you're on your path, what direction do you feel like you're more in tune to go? The independent route or signing with a label?
There are no more labels, man. I feel like you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Co-networking and, cross-promoting. And I do that. I have a thing. Demon Scar LLC is my business. So I have a podcast. I blast out all my shows on there, my friends' shows. I play, new music and stuff. Get my songs in movies, and a couple involved in movies and stuff too. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole big network that I'm into, and I'm just doing it my way. And I like doing it my way. My greatest achievement is being a dad. So I get to do this and have a kid that looks up to me and says, "Yeah, you know what, Dad, you're cool. You do this stuff." And I like to bring her along. Couldn't take her here tonight. Maybe she's 11, so maybe when she's 12, I can introduce her to Onyx.
and I will say, to me, the most important thing in making in this business or just in hip hop is being unique and having it. So I haven't heard your music yet, but your style alone is different.
Sure. I mean, so, even at this gig, you know, like last time, someone came up to me and they're like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you were going to do up there. You know, you got up there. They're like, you look like you're ready to rip down the place. And I'm like, I do it in a different way, you know, and like that's why I want to be different. I want to stand out, you know.
But that's how you get your core. That's how you grab a core fan base.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We didn't see nothing like Wu-Tang until Wu-Tang came out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You didn't see nothing like Tribe Called Quest until Tribe Called Quest came out. You see what I'm saying? So definitely, man.
To quote one of my great influences in life, Steven Tyler, he always says rock and roll is the same 3 chords. It's the way that you put it out for people to hear. So it's kind of like you turn those 3 chords into what you want people to listen to.
That's right.
That's what's at.
And just what does it mean to you to perform for the mental health awareness suicide prevention cause?
It's huge, man. I mean, there's so many people that it affects everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Mental health is one of the most ignored illnesses out there. And, you know, I feel like music is a great therapy. And this is a great thing that Kenny's doing, you know? He's bringing artists together to fight for a cause, and the proceeds go to fight something that I've lost friends to mental illness, you know? I suffer from mental illness. I have my insecurities and everything.
Yeah.
But when I'm on that stage, I forget about all that shit and I let it out. And if people connect, that's great, man, you know? I have a song that I wrote about my little brother that's not here anymore. And he's the reason why I'm doing this now. Like, in tribute to him, the hip hop stuff, I wouldn't be doing it if he didn't put me on that path to Little Pete. So when he passed, I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a song, but I'm not going to write the Demon Scar song. I'm going to write it the way that he liked it, would have liked to hear it. So it's a tribute to him.
That's what's up. Are you performing that?
Yeah, tonight.
Okay, that's cool. Definitely. So yeah, man, give out any of your social media. You said you had a podcast.
Yeah.
Just give out all your stuff so that people can follow you.
Cool. So it's Nzasixx at Instagram, NZA, kind of like the RZA, the Jizza, but it's the Nizza. SIXX, like Nikki Six together, Nikki Six, Nzasixx. So NZA, SIXX, Demon Scar Band, that's my other band. That's my punk and metal band. Primal Scream with Nick Greystone, that's my podcast. So it's Primal _Scream _Nizza, NZA. You can find that. And just Google Nick Greystone. I'm all over the place. You'll see this mug.
That's what it is. So, Step Your Game Up TV, Nizza, we out of here.
Yeah, man. Cool. Thanks.
Step Your Game